Welcome back to Crafting Made Simple. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and you know what that means.
Lots of hearts and flowers.
Yeah. And we're all about getting crafty, especially for the adults in the room.
Adults deserve some Valentine's fun too, right?
Absolutely. So we dug up this really fun blog post by Paperflow Designs. It's got tons cool DIY ideas, just perfect for grown-up Valentine's Day celebrations. By the way, you can grab the link to that post in our show notes or hop over to their website, paperflowdesigns.com. And hey, if you're loving these crafting ideas and want more, don't forget to subscribe to our Crafting Made Simple newsletter.
Yeah, we've got all sorts of tips and tricks there too.
Okay, before we get too deep into the projects, though, what's your go-to Valentine's Day craft? Do you have any favorites, or are you thinking of branching out this year?
Hmm. I think a lot of folks, when they think Valentine's Day crafts, they picture like construction paper, glitter, the kind of stuff you do in elementary school.
Oh, totally. I used to love making those little Valentine's Day mailboxes back in the day.
Right. But this blog post, it flips that whole idea on its head. It's full of projects that are sophisticated, stylish, really perfect for anyone who wants to personalize their Valentine's Day, even if they've never picked up a glue stick before.
Okay, now you've got me intrigued. What kind of ideas are we talking about?
Well, there's a whole range, like personalized photo frames. Those are always a classic, but they've got some cool twists on them. And then there are things like homemade love coupons, a little more playful. They even have ideas for decorating your home, things like lace and ribbon heart ornaments. Really something for everyone.
Personalized photo frames, huh? I've always loved that idea. Simple but romantic. But I'm guessing these aren't your average stick a photo in a frame kind of thing.
Definitely not. They suggest using things like felt hearts, ribbons, just to make the frames a little more special. And for the folks who are techie, they even mention using a laser cutter.
Oh, wow. That takes things up a notch. Like modern tech meets sentimental gift giving. I love that.
Exactly. It's all about that personal touch. Choosing materials that match your style and the person you're making it for.
Speaking of personal touches, one of the ideas that jumped out at me was the whole love jars thing. It sounds so simple, but so sweet.
Oh, those are all about expressing your love and appreciation for someone. Basically, you fill a jar with little notes, each one with a reason why you love that person, or a favorite memory you share.
Oh, that is so cute. You could even go all out decorating the jar itself, maybe with paint or glitter. And it doesn't have to be just for your significant other, right? You can make one for a friend or a family member.
Absolutely. It's a really adaptable idea, but if we're talking about making a visual statement, the DIY heart-shaped wall art, that one really caught my eye too.
Ooh, tell me about that one. What kind of materials do they use for that?
It's all about upcycling, which is awesome. So instead of buying new stuff, they suggest using things you already have around the house, like wood scraps, pieces of fabric, old buttons, even old tools.
Wait, old tools? How do you even work those into heart-shaped wall art?
That's what's so cool. It's about thinking outside the box, right? Maybe an old wrench becomes the base of the heart, or you use rusty nails as a decorative element. Just seeing the potential in everyday things and making them beautiful.
That's amazing. It's sustainable, unique, and it totally fits that whole rustic, industrial, chic vibe that's so in right now. Plus, it's super personal to your home decor.
Totally. And speaking of personal touches, we can't forget about handmade love coupons. Those are a classic.
Oh, love coupons.
Yeah.
So fun and always a hit. What kind of coupons do they suggest making, though?
Well, it really depends on the person, right? And what they'd love. It's all about personalization. Could be anything from a home-cooked meal to a back massage to a day without chores, or even something bigger, like a weekend getaway if you're feeling adventurous.
I love that you can tailor them to exactly what someone would enjoy. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy or expensive. Sometimes the little things are the best, like a coupon for breakfast in bed or a movie night with their favorite film. It really is the thought that counts.
Exactly. And those little acts of kindness can really go a long way in making someone feel loved and appreciated. Plus, it's just fun. Receiving a love coupon, it's like a little surprise, builds excitement.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of excitement, what about those personalized Valentine's Day cards? Everyone loves getting a handmade card. It's so much more thoughtful than something store-bought.
Oh, definitely. And this blog post, they encourage you to go all out with the designs. Different colors, textures, little embellishments. Make your card stand out. You could even add things like photos, pressed flowers, fabric scraps. Really let your creativity shine.
I love that. It's about showing your personality and the unique connection you have with the person you're giving it to. Plus, making something from scratch, there's just something so satisfying about that, especially knowing it'll make someone happy.
for sure. And if you're looking for a craft that's a little more delicate and charming, they also suggest making lace and ribbon heart ornaments.
Ooh, those sound beautiful.
Yeah.
What kind of lace and ribbon do they recommend for those? And how do you actually turn them into ornaments?
They say to play around with different textures and colors, create some visual interest. You could use delicate lace, satiny ribbons, or even burlap for a more rustic vibe. To make the ornaments, you basically shape the materials into hearts and then secure them with glue or even some stitching. Then you can add extras like beads, buttons, little charms, whatever you like.
It sounds so charming. You could hang them on the Christmas tree, use them as gift toppers, or string them together for a garland. They'd add such a sweet and romantic touch to any space. Speaking of romantic touches, they also had an idea for all the wine lovers out there. Personalized wine bottle labels for a romantic evening in.
Picture this. You've got the dinner all set, candles lit, ready to pour some wine, and instead of the usual label, there's a personalized message for your sweetheart expressing how much you love them.
Ah, that is so thoughtful. You could even use the labels to share inside jokes or special memories you have together. It's such a small thing, but it makes such a difference.
Absolutely. It's all about those extra touches that show you really care. But if we're thinking about something maybe a little more beginner friendly, the painted rocks with love messages, that one's a great option too.
Painted rocks. That sounds fun and easy. What kind of paint did they suggest?
Acrylic paint is the best. It's nice and durable, and it comes in tons of colors. And they really stress using bright, cheerful colors for Valentine's Day. You could even add some sparkle with glitter or metallic accents.
I love it. And what about the messages themselves? What do they recommend painting on the rocks?
They say to keep it short and sweet, words like love, hope, joy, things like that. Or you could get a little more creative, maybe paint something like you rock or I'm smitten with you.
Those are adorable. And I love how versatile these painted rocks are. You could use them as paperweights, put them in your garden, even give them out as little tokens of affection to friends and family. Just a simple but sweet way to spread some love.
Definitely. And then for folks who are after a truly timeless craft, there's always embroidered love messages.
Oh, embroidery. That's so classic and elegant. But I have to admit, I'm not much of an embroiderer myself. Do you think a beginner could handle this?
Oh, for sure. Embroidery can get pretty intricate, but there are loads of beginner-friendly projects out there. And the blog post even has some good tips and resources to get you started.
That's reassuring. So what kind of embroidered love messages do they suggest creating?
Well, they recommend everything from simple phrases to meaningful quotes, even more intricate designs if you're feeling ambitious. You could stitch a single word like love on a handkerchief, or go all out with a design featuring hearts, flowers, personalized messages, maybe on a pillowcase or a wall hanging, something like that. It's incredible how much you can personalize embroidery. You can
Yeah.
pick thread colors that match the person's favorites or include symbols that mean something special to them.
I think that's what makes handmade gifts so special. It's like that extra level of care. It really comes through.
Oh, totally. It's like you're saying, hey, I took the time to make this just for you, which is so meaningful, especially for Valentine's Day.
It really is. Think about all these crafts. It's amazing how they cover so many different interests. Whether you like detailed stuff like needlework or more rustic things, there's something here for everybody.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things I really liked about this blog post. It doesn't just focus on one style or skill level. It encourages you to try different things and find what you enjoy.
And it's not even just about the final product, right? It's the whole process of making something with your own hands.
Yeah, it can be so therapeutic, so rewarding.
Totally agree. Crafting can be a great way to de-stress, be creative, and feel that sense of accomplishment.
And when you're making something for someone you love, that feeling is even stronger.
It's like you're putting all that positive energy and love right into the craft, and then when the person receives it, they feel that too. It's a really special connection.
Thinking back to those personalized photo frames, it makes me think about how important it is to really cherish memories and the people we share them with.
It's true. In this busy world, it's so easy to let those little moments slip away.
Exactly. And we take pictures on our phones, but how often do we print them out and actually display them? Making a special photo frame for Valentine's Day, it's a beautiful way to celebrate those memories and give them a physical presence in our lives.
I love that. It's like a little visual reminder of your story together. And those love jars, those are so sentimental too. I can just imagine reading those notes years later and feeling all that warmth and love all over again.
And what I love about love jars is that they can grow over time. You can keep adding new notes as you make more memories together. It becomes a real symbol of your love growing and evolving.
It's such a beautiful idea. And
Yeah.
it doesn't even have to be about romantic love. You could make a love jar for a kid, filled with notes about all the things you admire about them, or funny stories from when they were little, something they could keep forever.
You know, we tend to think of Valentine's Day as being all about grand gestures, fancy dinners, expensive gifts. But these crafts, they remind us that sometimes the most meaningful expressions of love are the simplest ones.
Definitely. Those painted rocks, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Super easy to make, but they can have such a big impact. Imagine finding a brightly painted rock with a sweet little message on it while you're out for a walk. It could make your whole day.
It's like a little random act of kindness, spreading some joy, and we could all use a little more of that, right?
Absolutely. And speaking of simple gestures, those love coupons can be so playful and fun. A little something to show you care.
Yeah, I love the idea of giving someone a coupon for a home-cooked meal or a spa day at home. It's a gift that shows you're thinking about what they really want and need.
It really is. And those coupons don't have to be just for couples either. You could make them for friends, family, even roommates.
Right. It's a way to bring a little joy and laughter into any relationship.
And it reminds us that Valentine's Day doesn't have to be all about romance. It can be about celebrating all kinds of love, all those connections we have.
Exactly. And these crafts, they give us a great way to do just that. They encourage us to slow down, be present, and connect with the people we care about in a meaningful way.
And that's a message worth celebrating, not just on Valentine's Day, but every single day.
Yeah.
It's really amazing how these simple crafts, they can bring so much joy and meaning to our lives.
Yeah, it's a good reminder. You don't need big gestures, expensive things to show someone you care.
Exactly. And that's what I love about this Paperflow Designs blog post. It's like, hey, crafting isn't just for kids.
Right. It's a way for grown-ups to get creative, de-stress, and connect with people.
Absolutely. And there's so many ideas to choose from. It doesn't matter if you're a crafting pro or just starting out.
You can make those personalized picture frames, capture those special memories, or maybe some romantic candles to set the mood.
Oh, and those love jars filled with little love notes. So sweet.
And if you're into upcycling, like using things you already have, that DIY wall art is perfect for that.
You can turn everyday stuff into something beautiful and unique.
And don't forget about those love coupons. Always a fun way to spice things up.
Oh, for sure. And those handmade cards, so much more personal than store-bought ones.
Definitely. And if you want something elegant, those lace and ribbon ornaments are just gorgeous.
They add such a lovely touch to any space.
And those wine bottle labels, so clever.
Perfect for a romantic dinner in.
And if you're looking for something simple but meaningful, those painted rocks with love messages are perfect.
Just a small act of kindness that can brighten someone's day.
Absolutely. And then there's embroidery, such a timeless and elegant craft.
A way to create keepsakes that will last for years.
So many fantastic ideas. I hope our listeners feel inspired to get crafting this Valentine's Day.
Me too.
Yeah.
And don't forget, the link to that Paperflow Designs blog post is in our show notes, along with a supply list to get you started. And if you want even more crafting inspiration, be sure to subscribe to our Crafting Made Simple newsletter.
So go ahead, unleash your inner artist, whether it's something simple or elaborate. The most important thing is to have fun, express yourself, and create something from the heart.
Thanks for joining us on Crafting Made Simple.